sucking?
I don't know why none of these bees know how to pollinate flowers, except for Bing. Like, they're bees. That's probably the one thing they should know how to do. And it never says, like, this is their first time pollinating or anything like that. They're just dumbass bees, I guess. So they're flying around and trying to pollinate shit, and the animation is just so weird and creepy. Like, the way they pollinate things is by slamming their heads on it over and over really fast and sticking out these really long, creepy, cylindrical tongues and sucking really loudly. But if you thought the visuals of this movie were the only bad thing about it, then boy, are you sorely mistaken. Some of the characters in this movie have the most annoying voices ever.
Gag me? Like, why can't humans throw trash away?
Did you just say gag me? Ugh, gag me! Ew. Listen to this character, Pistol, who just complains for the entire movie.
Pistol. We won't make much.
Honey? Oh, we'll make plenty.
Not with this motley crew, we won't.
His voice is just, it's so gross.
Oh, stop. This is the A-Team.
What?
All this character does for the entire movie is complain and make those like moaning noises. It's the most disturbing thing. You know, say what you want about the Bee Movie being weird, but at least they found a way to take something that would ordinarily be kind of creepy to most people, bees, and turn them into slightly endearing or at least personable characters. This movie feels like it went out of its way to make all of the bees creepy and gross. Like, this one's so annoying and just complains all the time. One of them licks trash and eats all the flowers they're supposed to be pollinating. They all look horrifying. And when they get back to the hive to make honey out of all the nectar they got, they do this thing where they extend all their gross ass tubes out of their mouth and spit all the nectar into one giant bowl. Not to mention the way the bees stir the nectar into honey, which is with their butts.
Not much nectar.
God damn, that voice is so annoying. Well, at least there couldn't possibly be a more disturbing looking and sounding character, right?
I want more honey.
That is my sleep paralysis demon. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night, unable to move, and at the foot of my bed is that bee.
What's this? It's, honey.
I can see that. But they're so little.
The story of this movie is basically all these worker bees who are the heroes of the movie trying to deal with this new tyrannical queen who takes over after the old queen mysteriously disappears. This new queen basically enforces this new rule where you have to extract as much nectar as possible because she wants all the honey in the world and she wants to expand the hive and make her hive super big so she can have all the honey.
From now on, drill and drain.
Huh?
Choose one flower, drill into it, and drain every last drop of fluid.
They could at least not intentionally try to make everything sound super gross. Drill into it and drain every last drop of fluid? I don't know what it is about the word fluid at the end of this sentence, but it makes everything sound super gross.
But
Do
that...
it!
That feeling when you drill into it and drain every last drop of fluid. If you've ever seen the Bee Movie, you know that a big part of it is like the social and environmental commentary that it makes about humans. Plan B tries to replicate that, but never really like elaborates on it or like goes deep enough for you to be able to tell what point they're trying to make.
What are you guys doing?
Ever hear of drill and drain?
Yeah, it sounds like some nutty technique humans invented.
Yeah, you know us humans, always drilling and draining every last drop of fluid. Care to elaborate on why that could be bad?
Humans.
No? Then you're not going to mention it for the rest of the movie? Okay. Yeah, humans, good one. But, as you might expect, the drilling and draining method doesn't go so well. Pretty soon they run out of usable flowers because they've drained every last drop of fluid from all of them, and they have to resort to going and draining flowers from this George Washington memorial. The bees live in Washington, D.C. I haven't mentioned that. I don't know why that's an important part of the movie, but it is.
Drill and drain. Hurry. Zips.
These bees are so fucking dumb. They're like, all right, time to pollinate the flower. Wait, which part's the flower again?
Disturbing a floral tribute to George Washington and so on.
Why does this bee have so much respect for George Washington? This bee was born, what, probably less than half a year ago? And George Washington died in 1799? Also, he's a bee?
We have no choice.
We do have a choice. Like Washington. You know, he could have been king, but he chose democracy.
Why does he know so much about George Washington? Do they learn human history in bee school? Why would a bee know anything about George Washington? So the main antagonist of the movie is the Queen, but there's also this sort of like side antagonist named Belzar.
Belzar!
He's always like sucking up to the Queen, kissing her ass, and trying to make the other bees look bad. Like this scene where he, I guess, agitates this random toad to make it attack all of the bees who are working on the George Washington Memorial. And in the next scene, when they all bring back their nectar to see how much they got that day, they vomit all the nectar into the bowl, they shake their little asses in it, and then they're all just kind of standing around waiting. The Queen is standing right there, everybody's just standing doing nothing. Belzar just floats from his bowl over to the other bowl, sticks out his giant creepy tongue, and slurps up some of their honey.
Belzar stole my honey!
Me? No, you stole my honey.
Did not!
Did too.
Silence! The contest winner is Belzar.
How did the Queen not notice that? She's literally standing right there. How did anyone else not see him do that? It's not like they were all distracted doing something. They were just standing around. How did they not see him stick out his giant ass tongue and drain every last drop of fluid?
Belzar did appear to take a bit.
Oh, okay, someone did see. This old-ass bee in the background who we've never seen or heard from before. Well, at least he saw, but the Queen doesn't give a shit.
Silence!
Being lost. Banish him.
Well, yes, I certainly could. But then I'll have less honey. Look at it. Glistening. Pure. Gold. I want more.
Look, I'm just gonna say it. This Queen is too into honey. I get that she's a bee and bees love honey, but I feel like even just talking about honey, even just thinking about it is turning her on. I'm not about it. I'm just not. Anyway, Belzar gets promoted by the Queen because he's a little suck-up bitch boy, and now he's basically her right-hand man. So Belzar uses his new power to wake up the other worker bees in the middle of the night and tell them they gotta go get some honey.
It's time to learn the meaning of work, of dedication, of loyalty.
We just got to bed!
Whoa, what? Who the fuck is that? Where did this character come from? We're halfway into the movie and they just introduced this character with the most crazy-ass voice I've ever heard? You can't expect me to be on board with that.
We just got to bed!
Sleep privileges are canceled. Starting now, you work 24/7 making honey and expanding the hive.
Does anyone else think this is weird? I feel like I'm having a fever dream right now. Where the fuck did this character come from? That's never spoken a peep, and now all of a sudden they're sticking up for themselves with the most obnoxious voice in the world.
We just got to bed! Let us go back to sleep! He's just tired, Belzar.
It's Major Belzar, Captain.
Wow, I really gotta hand it to him with the animation on this. I mean, the emotion they're able to capture in their facial expressions is just amazing. I mean, I don't really know what this emotion is. I guess it's supposed to be like concerned or angry because he's having to go out in the middle of the night to get honey, but he kind of just looks high. Get to work right now! Aw, man! So Belzar and the Queen pretty much work the bees to exhaustion. They're expanding the hive. The hive is getting gigantic, but they're running out of steam fast.
Joey, Zips, wake up!
I'm so tired!
Yeah, nice. You know how when you're so tired you can barely keep your eyes open and someone wakes you up and you go, I'm so tired! Yeah, that makes sense.
We haven't been to bed in days.
You're kidding. So you come here, to the Lincoln Memorial.
Yep.
A monument dedicated to Abraham Lincoln, the president who ended slavery.
And here we are busting our behinds before dawn without so much as a thank you. Like slaves. I get the irony.
So do all bees just have like an in-depth understanding of American history? I get that it's a cartoon, and real bees obviously don't know jack shit about the presidents. It just feels so weird that this movie is focused on showing us that bees are so fascinated by human presidents and not like past bee rulers. Like, shouldn't that be who they look up to? It's also weird because like the idea of a president in a democracy isn't even compatible with like bees biologically, because like the queen bee is just born into power automatically. There's no votes in a beehive. There's one point in the movie where all the bees are worried about who's gonna churn the honey because Pistol, who's the one person who knew how to do it, got fucking destroyed by that toad earlier. And they're all worried because nobody else knows how to do it. and it seems like a really difficult task. But here's the thing. From what they show in the movie, all